Namaste. Welcome to Buddha's teaching. Today we are going to go another step down to attachment, or as we also know it as clinging. Okay, so we're going into the root of our suffering. So in another word, we are still in the second noble truth, okay, the root of suffering. And we are going one step at a time, lower and lower. So today is about attachment. What is attachment, and the attachment that we have, what does it do to us? What kind of emotion or what kind of suffering that can come from attachment? So as we all know, we have, naturally, we all have attachment to things. Okay, we have attachment to our ideas, we have attachment to our opinions, we have attachment to our ideology, to our countries, to our religions, and of course when it comes home close to us, we have attachment to our families, our spouse, relatives, right? Our children, our parents, and of course we have attachment to ourselves, which is this body right here that we have attachment to. So there are many levels of attachment, right? So it's the attachment to ourselves, it's the attachment to our physical body, and it's the attachment to life itself. And that is the reason why we are afraid of death. It's because of the attachment of the desire of not wanting to let go when the body is ready to break down. So that would be the ultimate attachment, is the attachment to our bodies. Okay, or we can say it's the attachment to life itself. So because of that attachment gives rise to sufferings when things doesn't go according to our expectation or what we want, right? So attachment. What is attachment? Attachment is like it's like an ownership. Okay, we have a sense of ownership to things. Okay, the idea that we have, we call it my idea, right? My opinions, right? My thinking, my belief. So there's a sense of ownership that all of the things that we attach to. Okay, we attach to our husbands and wives, to our material stuff, to our car, right? We say my car. To our children, we say my children. Okay, and so there's a sense of ownership in there. Okay, my this and my that. So things that belong to me. Okay, so that's what it comes down to when we talk about attachment. There's a sense of I in there. So there's an I behind the scene that is involved in this attachment. The things that belong to me, like I said, my wife, my husband, my house, my car, my boat, my family, my country, and so on and so forth. So there's an ownership there. Okay, there's a sense of I behind the scene and the things that belong to that I. Okay, so that's ownership. Right. So what happened when ownership, when that link, okay? Because ownership is like a link, it's to something. Okay, we have the connection to something. It belongs to us. Okay, so what happens when that connection, when that link is severed, is broken, damaged or cut? So when the link, when it's broken, we have problem, we have issue, right? That's why attachment give us issue. It's because of that. We attach to our children. Okay, if something happened to our children get sick, our children got into some kind of accident, our children don't succeed as we expected, our children do something that we don't want them to do, our children talk back to us. Okay, there's a sense of ownership, and so what happened is that when there's a sense of ownership, there's some kind of power or authority involved also. Something belongs to you, so you feel that you have some kind of power, some kind of control over that object or over that person, right? So there's some kind of authority involved in it, and the ownership also. So, for example, if your friend's children, the neighbor's children, or someone's children, get into some kind of accident, there's tragedy happens, right? Do we have any, what kind of emotion that we have? I mean, we can feel sad for them, of course, out of our good heart. We feel bad for them. We feel bad for the people who suffer the loss. Like for example, if you have seen the many shooting around in schools and stuff like that, many children got killed, or things like that. I mean, we have that deep connection in a way, right, to that, but that's all. Okay, after you see the news and stuff, and then you just move on, right? There's no connection, right? There is no attachment. Okay, you just acknowledge it, you feel bad about it or whatnot, and then you move on, because you have no attachment, you have no connection, you have no link between you and the children of somebody else. Okay, so there is no ownership. Okay, all the children do not belong to you. Okay, so there is no sense of ownership there. But when it comes to your children, there's a sense of ownership that they belong to you, they belong to us, right? So the stronger the ownership feeling, the stronger the link or the connection that we have, the stronger the feeling that is generated from that. Okay, when the connection is strong, when the attachment is strong, the feeling that is generated from that connection is also strong. Okay, so if, like for example, if something happened to your, let's say it happened to be your brother or your sister's children. So in other words, your niece or your nephew. Okay, you would also have the attachment, but the bonding, the connection, the attachment to them is not as strong as the attachment that you have with your own children. You still feel the pain, you still feel the sorrow. Let's say if something happened, okay, you still feel, because there's connection. So the strength of the connection, the attachment, okay, the stronger the connection, the closer the connection, the more the stronger feeling you have toward the person, or even toward the objects. Okay, yeah, like your car, for example, or your jewelry, or whatever. Okay, so when you have a strong connection, or we call strong attachment, right, it gives rise to strong emotion, correct? So if your children graduated from college, of course, right? And very smart, successful children, successful kids, okay? And went to a Ivy League school, top school in the country, graduated, let's say magna cum laude, right? Top of the class. The sense of pride and joy, right, is unbelievable, right? When you get, you're sitting on top of the world, okay? You're feeling afloat, you're like in cloud nine or whatever, because the sense of connection that you have with your children success is very strong, okay? It's very strong. So because of strong connection, because of strong attachment, the emotion that arises from it is also very strong, right? So the degree of feeling, the degrees of emotion that arise from the attachment, depending on the strength of the attachment, depending on the strength of the of the clinging, the attachment that we have toward the person or toward the object. So on the flip side, it's the same way. The stronger emotion connection we have, the stronger attachment that we have toward the person. If something unfortunately happened to them, the stronger emotion, the strong negative emotion also arise. Okay, the strong negative emotion also arise. Let's say your successful children, okay, who you have such a big hope, or have such a great pride because he or she, just like I said, let's say have a successful career, finish at the top school. Now all of a sudden, okay, boom, something happened to that very particular child of yours. The negative emotion is also very strong. The negative emotion that arises is also very strong because the attachment is very strong. Okay, I mean there are true stories all over the place. Okay, the people who have a lot of great pride and joy in the children's success. The children becomes doctors and lawyers and engineers, and then just like that, a phone call came in. Oh, he or she got into car accident, and poof, gone. You know what happened to the parents with that have been having all kinds that the strong attachment? It's like the world is upside down. Okay, and that is because of attachment, right? So the attachment is, or the clinging there, is one of the root that we have to acknowledge that, okay, it is because of attachment. That's two things. That's why we have suffering. Let's say you wear a very expensive ring or jewelry, and you go to the party and whatnot, and you love the jewelry so much. After the party, you lost it. Okay, so of course, bad emotion arise, right? So it's because of attachment. So that is why attachment is at the lower level of feeling and emotion, because of attachment to things. When the attachment that we have is broken, right? It's broken, then it generates negative emotion. Okay, if it's not broken, let's say if like I said, if your children become successful, the feeling, the emotion is very strong, but it's positive, right? When it's positive, it's fine. I mean, we are all looking for positive things in life, right? But we have to understand If you only want positive and no, you don't want negative, it doesn't work that way. They come in pair. Okay, those things comes in pair. Right. So when 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 there is strong emotion, positive, don't forget that negative is on the other side of it. You cannot eliminate it. Okay, so doesn't matter. So it depends on the degree of the attachment, depending on the degree of the clinging that we're holding on to. Okay, that is the degree of suffering. Okay, again, so another example, attachment. We of course we love our husband or wife or girlfriend, right? Fiance. So there's a strong attachment there, right? So there's love. So what happens if we have friction and then something don't go along as we plan, as we think, and things breaks apart. Out of love is hate, right? As we all know. So if we were in a strong relationship, we have such a strong emotion, strong feeling for a particular person, and then something happened, the opposite also is strong. The hate is also strong. Okay, and why is that? It's because of the attachment, right? If we don't have attachment for the person, we would not feel it that way at all. Okay, for example, another example of attachment. Okay, we attach to our children, we attach to our kids, right? Now, when they're small, we talk to them, we raise them to the best of our abilities. Now, as we all know, kids are kids, children are children. They don't grow up to be the way that we expect them to be. Okay, there are children who grow up to be according to somehow what we hope for, so we're happy, right? But there are children who goes their own different way or whatever. Okay, and when they don't do according to what you want and things, so the bonding between you and your children becomes less, because now there's friction between you and your children, your grown children especially. And then after a while, when the friction grows stronger, okay, so you have less attachment for your children. Okay, and even the time that you become you hate your children, and the feeling is a lot of time mutual. The children also hate the parents. Okay, so when that happens, there is no attachment. Okay, so the attachment got kaput. Okay, so when there's no attachment there, if something happened to one of them, either the children or the parents or whatever, does one of the party have a headache or anything? No, because there's no attachment, there's no connection, right? There's no bondage. Okay, so good or bad, it doesn't matter. See, attachment can lead to something good, but also can lead to something not very good. Okay, so that's why the Buddha many times stress the middle way. The middle way is that you have to understand that when you go this way, there's when the pendulum swing this way, when it swing back, it swings back this way, right? It doesn't swing and stop in the middle. It swings to the other way. So if your emotion or your attachment is high, when it swings back high too. See, it doesn't just and stop here. No, it swings all the way back here, right? The same thing, love, and then if you have breakup, then you're gonna have hate, right? That's pretty much similar level. So that what is goes to show you what attachment can do to you. Okay, just understand that. That's what attachment can do to you. So oftentimes the questions always arise, well, so does that mean we're not supposed to love our children, right? We can't have attachment to the children, to a family. What is it that we're supposed to do? So there's always questions like that, As you have seen here, you just heard here, that attachment, what attachment can do to us, okay? What a better way to do about, let's say, your children or your family. Instead of attachment, you approach situation, you approach the person with an understanding instead, with compassion instead. And that is hard to do once, because if the concept is new to a lot of people, it's hard to do. And that is something that we have to train to understand our mind, the attachment that we have, and we have to learn, okay, to watch the attachment that we have. Otherwise, that attachment, can turn around and hurt us very badly, okay? Instead of having attachment, we can still have caring, we can still have compassion, okay? We can still have love for the kids or for family members and all that, and that is fine. But we always have to understand about other things, that things can change, right? Again, this goes back to the law of impermanence that is also taught in Buddha's teaching. We have to come to a understanding that things always change, nothing stays the same. Have to keep that in mind. Even though, a lot of time when we have attachment to something, to someone, we never expect things to change, okay? We expect things to stay like that forever, okay? We expect him or her to be like that until eternity. Unfortunately, as we all know, things does not work like that. Nature is always moving, it's always changing, okay? Things always changing. Our body is always changing as we speak right now. Your body, my body, all the molecule inside is always changing, it's moving, right? The old replacing the old cell is dead, a dead cell pushed out, new cell is created, okay? Our mind is also changing, right? It changes from one moment to the next depending on what experience that we encounter, we receive. One moment we see this, we have this emotion. The next moment we see this, we have another emotion, we have different feeling. So things always constantly changing. It's changing all the time. And it's changing beyond our understanding, beyond our ability to comprehend, or not even to think about controlling. It's not possible. The problem that we have with the attachment is that we think we can control things. We think that it's going to be permanent. And that is our problem, okay? When we're trying to hold on to, we try to attach to something that is not permanent, okay? Things that's always changing, and we try to keep it permanent. It's not possible. Okay, that is our problem when it comes to attachment. We try to hold on to things that's always moving. And when things move according to what we want at one point, we're happy. But when that things move not according to what we want, okay, then we're not happy. Okay, so that's why we have to understand this attachment, what this attachment is doing to us, right? if we don't have the attachment and we see things as it is, okay, if your children is successful person, graduate from Ivy League school, okay, have a good degree, that's fine, okay, successful career, good job, that is awesome, okay, that is great, okay. But also, let's say your other children, let's say you have more than one children, and your other children did, do not do like the other one. He goes do something else, totally, completely different or whatnot. What is your feeling? Without attachment, you will accept the person. Okay, so he's going to, okay, is he taking care of him or herself? If that is the way they want to go, as long as they don't harm themselves, like using addictive materials and stuff like that, okay, you're happy, right? You see things as it is instead of having the attachment to your own idea. No, you have to do it my way. This is the only way for your future. This is your only way, so you have attachment to your own idea, okay? Now you have this. It's the attachment, all right? So be aware. That's what attachment do to us, right? So let me look. Unfortunately, most of us who've never been trained to understand about attachment, okay, it's difficult. It's difficult for us to learn to, okay, to pull ourselves back from the attachment, okay, and just look at things as they are. It's next to impossible for a lot of us, okay, and that requires some thinking on your own, okay. That requires an understanding, a deeper level of understanding of what attachment can do to you, okay, what attachment can do to you. And again, the way out of the attachment, okay, to release, to lighten up the attachment, the strength of attachment, is to understand the impermanent nature of everything, including the impermanent nature of ourselves, okay. That is the key to the cure of attachment, but it does take time and it requires deeper thinking, requires deep understanding, which we also will get into it later, okay, regarding the attachment to the I, to the self-I, right? The attachment, the ultimate attachment that we have is to this body, to the physical body and to the mind, right? The self-I. That is the ultimate attachment, okay? So that is for next episode, for next talk in the future. But for now, this is what attachment is all about. And the point that the bottom line of this is understand what attachment can do to us, okay? Attachment is at the level underneath the feeling and emotion. Without attachment, there's no feeling or emotion that rise up, okay? Without attachment to the person, without attachment to material, if something happened to those person or the material, there's no emotion, there's no feeling. But if we have attachment to the person, to an object, to whoever, then if something happened, there's emotion, there's feeling coming up, positive or negative, okay? So that's what attachment is, all right? So until next time, as always, to wrap this up, I like to pay respect to the triple gems. I like to pay respect to the Buddha. I like to pay respect to the Sangha. and I like to pay respect to the Dharma. Okay, Namaste.